Great, welcome back and to our next session. So I'd like to introduce Faisal Nazir from AWS. He's a machine learning specialist for Amazon, and him and Subhash Talluri is going to walk us through data science and how they actually use it at Amazon, and about the importance of explainability of artificial intelligence in that space. So Faisal, over to you.
So thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming and listening to us. So let me just get on with the content. So what we're going to talk about is kind of the high-level machine learning landscape at AWS. What are the kind of services that we offer? Then my colleague Subhash, who's also a specialist, a machine learning specialist, will be talking through about anomaly detection, because the theme today is about, look, there's something wrong with my data. So for one thing wrong with the data could be anomalies in the time series data. We'll then introduce Lookout for metrics, and then I'll talk about explainability and bias, and how this is really important for young data scientists to understand and to make sure they kind of include this in their thought process while they're making data. So let me get started. So this is the Amazon AI/ML stack. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this today. That's not the purpose of it, but we have a broad and deep range of AI services to help data scientists and developers do what they want to do with machine learning. It's really the most comprehensive stack. And at the end, what we'll do is give you a link. So if you are a student, please feel free to go to that link, and you can get free resources to play with machine learning on the Amazon stack, which I hopefully will be something for you, interesting for you to do. And now I'm going to pass over to Subhash.
Yes, thank you, Faisal. Hello, everybody. I am Subhash Talluri, a specialist in machine learning at Amazon Web Services. We looked at our 3-layer stack, and I want to dive one step deeper into SageMaker, which is an integrated development environment for end-to-end machine learning. Now, it's a service with a lot of different features and capabilities in it, and we typically talk about those capabilities as falling into 4 broad categories: data preparation, the model build phase, training and tuning, and deployment and management. So these 4 categories really address the needs that ML builders have when dealing with each stage of model's lifecycle. So now after looking at the SageMaker platform, let's dive into anomaly detection. Right, anomaly detection is identification of data points, events, or observations that deviate from a normal behavior. Now, anomalous data can indicate critical incidents such as technical glitches or even potential opportunities, for instance, a change in consumer behavior. Now, Amazon is a global company with multiple businesses, and these businesses generate a lot of data. So accurate anomaly detection to stay ahead of issues and to deliver a good customer experience is a problem we've been trying to solve since the inception of the company. So what has been Amazon's journey? Well, we started with traditional approaches as early as 1995. A crossover point 2007, we started using machine learning for anomaly detection, and we continued to invest in machine learning and started using deep learning around 2015. And we saw a step function change in our accuracy, especially because models were now able to dynamically adapt to specific data characteristics such as seasonality, sparsity, irregular data, better to address the varying needs of our diverse businesses. So we learned that customers want actionable results, and we started investing in causality-based root cause approaches as well, while continuing to invent new ways to match the scale of data generated by Amazon business. So from that experience, we have introduced an AI service called Amazon Lookout for metrics, which is primarily for anomaly detection. It is used to detect anomalies virtually in any business or operational data, such as revenue performance, purchase transactions, and customer acquisition and retention rates. If we diving just one more step into Lookout for metrics and how it works, well, it's an API-based service, so there is no training. There's no heavy lifting in terms of model build. the service does that for you as long as we connect your data to the service from any of the supported sources. The service will continuously ingest and monitor your data using machine learning to accurately detect anomalies, create impact summary to help you diagnose the criticality and root cause of the anomalies quickly. Now, once anomalies are detected, you can investigate the results on the AWS console, consume them via your APIs, create custom notifications and actions via an output channel. So Amazon Lookout for metrics really allows you to provide feedback. It also allows you to provide feedback and tune the system based on business requirements. So with that said, I'll turn over to Faisal to talk about explainability in AI.
And just before I go into explainability, I just want to share our excitement that Guido Imbens, who is a professor of economics at Dutch University, is also an Amazonian, has just won the Nobel Prize for Nobel Prize for economics, based on causal relationships, and his work has been on causal relationships as well. So really, really exciting for us in Amazon to have fellow Amazonian being a Nobel laureate here. Okay, so just want to talk about two things: explainability and bias. I'm not going to go through the technical details, but as a young data scientist, a lot of people just focus on results, accuracy, and they don't worry about what's also really important is focusing away from the results to why things happen, and what is the causes of things to happen. So there's two things that I really want to mention here. One is bias, right? Bias is really, really important. Garbage in, garbage out. If you do not understand your data set well, then you can have problems with bias in your models. And this is not only a technical problem, this is a real business problem here. If you are creating, let's say, a decision-making algorithm for a loan, or you are creating something which can affect a person's life, especially say provide benefits or something, and if you have bias in your data, you can affect that person's life. So really understanding where bias is inherent in your data set is super important. And we, within the SageMaker platform that Subhash was mentioning, we have a product called Clarify that can assist with that. And we have bias in every aspect of the machine learning lifecycle, from the collection and preparation of data to the labeling, tuning, evaluation, and also eventually things with concept drift. So making sure that you understand what bias is and using the tooling available from hyperscalers like ourselves is going to be really important for you to create robust models that can improve people's lives and not be a detriment to other people. So I think you've got to think of that societal impact as well. Related to bias is explainability. So as models are getting more complex and difficult to understand, what is explainability? Explainability allows you, the data scientist, to tell your management why certain things happened. You can explain which features were important in a loan application, as I mentioned before, in a benefit grant, in many, many different spaces. And this is something that's becoming super important again, because you just creating a fantastic model using a very complicated system like transformers is great. But if you cannot explain the reasoning behind this, then you're also in trouble. So you have to have this. It's not a sexy thing, but it's a super important thing, again, for having AI for good, for the benefit of humanity, as opposed to creating a bot that can basically ruin people's lives. And explainability, obviously, is for meeting requirements, but it's also building trust in the work that you do, in the models that you create. And you can augment, and with this trust, you can augment human decision making. I mean, ultimately, potentially not replace it, but this is really important. And again, there are complexities with explainability. Certain models like decision trees are really simple to have explainability built in, and other different models like neural networks and deep learning neural networks are more complicated. There are ways of doing it, but it is more complex. And then the way that you should solve this, and I don't have time to go through this in detail, is Shapley values. And I would encourage you to understand explainable AI a lot better and use that in the work that you will be doing in the future, and hopefully affecting in a positive way people's lives. Okay, and then just next steps. There's a QR code on here. Feel free to scan this QR code. What this gives you access to is AWS Educate. AWS Educate is for young data scientists as yourself to learn how to use the AWS console platform. As you can see at the bottom, second bottom to the left, is the machine learning scientist tool. Oops, apologies for that. That will allow you to understand some of the services that we showed you right at the beginning, especially things like SageMaker, and it'll give you hands-on experience to do that. So please feel free to scan it, get your URL. It's awsamazon.com/educate, /education/educate, AWS Educate. Please go there and get access. You get some free credits. Please go and learn. And fingers crossed, we'll hopefully cross paths at some point in the future when you're in your career. So best of luck. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thank you very much, Faisal and Subhash, for that. Some really interesting insights. I'm always finding this whole area of anomaly detection and everything that means really kind of fascinating, given the amounts of data that companies are actually dealing with at the end of the day. But I think the explainability of it all, when it doesn't work, is becoming, I guess, critically important as we get into more critical systems. So once again, thank you very much for those insights. I'm going to bring this session to a close, and I'll see you over on the next session in a few minutes, where we're going to talk to Ben Taylor from Rainbird AI. Thank you.